Hey there, welcome to the Slumber Yard. I'm Wes, and in today's video we're taking a look at how memory foam compares to latex foam. So in this video we're not going to get stuck on any specific mattresses and how they compare. Instead we're going to be comparing the materials as a whole and hopefully give you some insight of what bed you'll want, whether it be a memory foam bed or a latex foam bed. Now this is all based on our experience over here at the Slumber Yard. We've reviewed over 200 beds at this point. We've put them through rigorous testing and we've learned a lot about each of these materials. So sit back and relax as we go through this mattress comparison, or should I say material comparison. Alright, so I first should mention that all the beds that you will see in this video were provided for us for free to test, review, and tell you guys about them. And I should say that if you happen to enjoy this video, hit the thumbs up button, and you can always subscribe to the Slumber Yard for so many more videos. You know, not a ton of our videos are going to be like this one. Most of them are going to be reviews, buyer guides, best lists, and so much more like that. But we always do fun things over here at the Slumber Yard, so hit that subscribe button to keep up with us. Now, let's just go over a little bit of the history about latex foam and memory foam. And memory foam is a really old foam. I'm sure you've seen many commercials advertising it, whether it be the wine glass and the person jumping. And you know, this foam is so great that it won't even tip over. Well, that's pretty much memory foam. This type of foam will remember the shape of your body. That's why it's called memory foam. And you'll pretty much kind of get a little nook for you to sleep in as it conforms to you. It can be pretty variable. Some of it's really fast responding and some of it responds really slow and you'll kind of have to sink into it. But memory foam, it's been around for a while and it's got a lot of different qualities. Now, latex foam is actually a naturally occurring material made from the sap of a rubber tree that's fired off into a mold. So it is a little bit more natural than memory foam, since memory foam is made with chemicals. But since the latex foam is natural occurring, it usually will cost a bit more, and usually the beds that it's in are going to be, organic or have some sort of reusable certification, something like that. Now let's talk about the feel of each of these foams. And for memory foam, it's supposed to remember the shape of your body. That's why it's called memory foam. And when you do go to lay down in it, since there are a couple different types of memory foam, it'll either be really responsive and you'll sink into it rather quickly, or it'll be slower, but you still will get that sink in, body conforming feeling, and the bed will kind of, adapt to you and cradle some of those pressure points. The ultimate idea of memory foam is that it's kind of gonna hug you while you sleep and make the perfect area for you to sleep in. Now, latex foam, on the other hand, is kind of the opposite of this. So you're going to be more buoyant on top of the mattress. You're not going to sink into it a ton unless you are a bit heavier. And I should mention that latex foam is going to be a bit more responsive. So with something like a memory foam, when you release your hands after pushing down, the bed will kind of take a second to get back to its first position. But with a more responsive latex foam, once you remove your hands or your body or whatever, the bed will basically spring right back into its original form, making it a great option for anyone who's a combination sleeper who likes to change between different positions at night while sleeping. Now let's talk a little bit about firmness. And in terms of memory foam, since there are so many different variations, it can basically span the entire firmness spectrum. We noticed that most memory foams are around a medium to a medium firm. Some tend to be a little bit firmer, but will soften up as you slowly sink into them. But basically the whole firmness spectrum, and we can prove that because there are beds like Nectar that's around a medium firm. There's some firmer ones like Cocoon, and there's the AS5, which is a really soft memory foam. Now latex foam is also going to have a pretty wide variety of firmnesses. You can have beds that are made purely of latex foam, and those tend to be a bit firmer. I'm thinking of beds like the Zenhaven mattress. That bed has a flippable design, and one is pretty darn firm, the other a little bit softer. But we noticed that most latex foam beds will be around that medium firmness, so a little bit firmer on average than memory foam beds. But again, it can be pretty variable. If you have some really soft comfort layers below that latex foam, you might sink into a bed a bit more and it might be a bit softer. So definitely check out our individual reviews on any beds that you're looking for. But, based on the top of my head, I can just say that the Avocado without the pillow top is an extra firm bed with that latex foam feel. And maybe the Ghost Bed Natural is a bit more closer to that medium firmness, but it still has that latex foam feel that you're looking for with that material. Now, in terms of other construction elements, all of these foams can be paired together. We've even seen some beds with memory foam and latex foam in the exact same bed. Obviously, they will have more of a mixed foam feel, but just know that any of these things are interchangeable, and you can have pocketed coils or just dense support foam on the bottom, or you could have memory foam on top with latex foam on the bottom. It really just depends on the mattress. Now, price is another area where you might think that, all memory foam beds are cheaper and all latex foam beds are going to be more expensive. And while that is generally true, there are some exceptions to the rules as well. There are beds like Tempur-Pedic that have been around forever, and those are a bit more luxurious and have a high price point. And there's even beds like the Allswell Organic, which has that latex foam feel and some of those organic elements, but it is below $1,000. So, price is another thing that's really variable depending on which mattress that you're going with. But in general, a rule of thumb is that most latex foam beds will be a little bit more expensive than memory foam beds. Now, this is kind of the rule because most of those beds with latex foam are going to be, organic. Maybe they've got some different certifications, or just the materials will cost a little bit more, and so they're just going to be a little bit more expensive. But that brings us to the question, who is each material best for? And I would say that memory foam is going to be great for anyone who definitely wants to sink into their mattress. If you want to be kind of cradled or have all of your pressure points really touched by the mattress, you should go with something that has more of those memory foam qualities. Memory foam beds can make great options because there are so many different varieties. There are responsive ones, there are firmer ones, more dense ones, so you can really get a bed that's kind of going to be more tailored to you if you go the route of a memory foam bed. But say you want something with that latex foam material, that's going to be someone who wants to sleep more on top of the sleeping surface. Maybe you want something that's natural and organic, or you want some of those cool certifications, or you just want something that's going to be a lot more responsive. That's usually the route of a latex foam bed. But that is just the short story when comparing these two materials. Obviously, so much comes into play, like what other materials are in the bed and, price as well. And if you wanted to learn any more about any of the beds that I briefly mentioned, you can check down below in the description box, or you can subscribe to this channel and learn so much more about online beds. But at this point in the video, let's just ask you guys, would you want to try a latex foam bed? Would you want to try a memory foam bed? Or have you ever? Write us down below in those comments. And if you happen to enjoy this slightly different comparison, hit the thumbs up button. But that's going to do it for this one. I'm Wes, wishing you a good night's sleep.